Hey there guys, welcome back to Let's Play Hyrule Warriors. If I sound a bit different, it's because I have a new microphone, but that is beside the point. We're now headed on to Sia's Tale, which is the DLC chapters for the game. These are included in the Master Quest pack, or the Season Pass if you got that, which I highly recommend, because then you also get Dark Link as a costume. But I have unlocked every single person's heart container and heart piece. Now, because we beat the story, it also unlocks another Skulltula for you to get in the levels. As you can see, it requires you to play as a specific weapon for characters. So, like, you know, like this one you need Ganondorf. So like, he only has the one weapon, so it's just Ganondorf. This one you need to use the Deku Stick and the Rapier, and, you know, so you got another set of Skulltulas, which I'll be getting off screen. They also have a whole other set of conditions, which I'll be outlining. But for now, we're headed to Sia's Tale, Episode 1. The Dragon of the Caves. I guess I should show off. I have all three of my characters to level 25, so they're prepared, as opposed to the first time I played this, where they really weren't. As for their badges, I think I have all their attack strings. I actually got all the Fierce Deity masks for Sia herself. And, yes, let us head into the Elden Caves with Sia. So this is a cool bonus chapter of sorts, and I highly recommend picking this up because it provides a unique experience.
The goodness driven from her heart, Sia opened the Gate of Souls, summoning vast hordes of monsters to Hyrule. Ganondorf's spirit counseled that her attack must be swift and devastating if she was to be victorious. However, controlling an army would require a commander, and Sia realized she would need a powerful warrior to serve as her general. The perfect candidate came readily to mind, the Dragon Knight of the Elden Caves. If he could be made to serve, such a creature would easily be able to command her minions' obedience. Sia wasted no time. She immediately set off for the Elden Caves in search of her new champion.
So, yes, it's interesting to note that, like, Volga is just kind of, like, he's not explained, sort of. He's a dude who lives in a volcano and who may or may not be a dragon, so... let us begin. Sia is a very fun to play as character, much like any of the DLC characters. Though she was free, you don't have to buy the DLC to play as her. You do need it to get this part of the story, though. So, this right here is her best attack. It is her light heavy, and what it does is, well, that's her light heavy, but light heavy does these three little blasts of darkness that just clear out everything around you, and they come out fast, and they hit multiple times. This will basically clear any sort of keep in almost an instant. So her full combo set here is very good. Ends with a giant tornado. You don't really see her use that in the actual game, so that's interesting. But yes, Sia, she, you know, when you play as her, she functions the same as when you fight her. There's nothing, you know, hugely different that she does. I don't know if you can use the super armor thing. I don't think so. But as you can see here, look at that, the meter go down. It just plummets, because this thing destroys keeps. It's really good. Sia is known as, like, the keep destroyer. If you're ever playing two-player and just want someone to, you know, help you out, pretty recommended to just grab someone as, you know, second player Sia and just have her go after the keeps and just destroy them. I will be spamming this a lot because it is just so good. I'll try to show off the other attacks. Like, here is her light heavy, which is 3 projectiles. That's not it. That's not it either. It's so... There's a bit of muscle memory where it's like you try to do this stuff and because you're not used to it, you know. So it's kind of hard to see some of her attacks. I should just show them off separately so that you can see here. So this is her full combo string. That does actually, like, raise enemies up, which is nice. light, light, heavy, which does 3 projectiles, which shoot fairly instantly, which is quite nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bunch of dark links. That one is really good for destroying weak point gauges. There's this one, which is if enemies walk on those, they die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one, which summons dark links to do this. So yes, she is a fun, good to play as character. I was a little worried when I saw her weapon is just like a whip, because like it's a short range whip. This isn't Ivy from Soul Calibur. This is just like a dominatrix style whip, which I go on the Hyrule Warriors tag on Tumblr because I'm a terrible person, and there's so many people who complain about Sia's design. It's hilarious, and it doesn't bother me that much, honestly. I think, then again, I am a dude, so my opinion is obviously null and void, but I don't know. I think she serves her purpose of being the foil to Lana, and both representing the different sides of, you know, extreme fandom stuff, so yes. We can now head into the Crystal Caves. We're looking for a magic ring, which, if you recall, this magic ring is what Wizro comes from. So we're gonna have to try and find Wizro, because this is like right when Sia turned evil. So we're definitely looking for, you know, here's the ring. The one ring to rule them all. Fun fact, I have not watched any Lord of the Rings movies, so feel free to unsubscribe and leave angry comments. And he joins us just immediately. It's kind of suspicious if you ask me. But whatever, I'll take it. But yes, this mission isn't super hard. It's interesting. Like, this one definitely, when I first played, I'm like, oh, this is not going to be a super crazy mission pack. Was it worth the money? But as you'll see later, in the later missions, it gets a lot better. Getting some KOs here. I don't want to head this way, actually. So we have to go enlist the Dragon Knight. Not Wizro, Volga. Their names are confusing and easy to get mixed up. We'll be playing as them too, so don't worry. They're a lot of fun to play as. Let us head over there and meet him. So we have to obviously persuade him to join us, which we do by brutally whipping him. That's another thing. Tumblr really likes Volga. Like, they're all about how beautiful he is and how he's probably like this super soft-spoken guy, and it's very strange. It's a very strange obsession, but you know, that's kind of Tumblr for you. Oh no, we do have the super armor. I totally forgot about that. It is her neutral X, and I don't think it actually does super armor though in this. I think it just does I think it just powers you up with darkness for your attack. So let's use her special here. Why not? And I guess it should be noted that Sia is special in that not only does she start with 3 costumes, but all of her color variants also like include the 3 versions of it. So you play as this Sia with the mask. You can play as Sia without her mask, or you can play as Sia without her mask or hat. So you know you have 3 different versions of her, and personally I prefer the hatless one because she has very cute hair. You know, it depends on what you want. I actually totally forgot to change it, but we'll show that off probably at the end of this part. There's also a giant Dynalphos here, the Dynalphos Chieftain. And yes, let us just keep killing these dudes. It's very nice when you have a character with a wide range of attacks, and you know, you have enemies around you. You can just let loose and go. It looks like the Dynalphos Chieftain is very mad. Rah. So yes, though, of course, you know, enemy troops arrive. Because otherwise that mission would have been way too short. Something always happens, some plot twist to keep the mission going longer. That's just, it's normal for games of this type. Because that's the thing, it's like, they're not levels, really, as much as small stories. And that's, I think, the thing people don't get with these games. You have to get into the mindset of Warriors games, Muso games as they're called. So if you ever hear me use that term, which I've used before, you know it just means warriors. I think it means like the bravest or the strongest in Japanese or something. So it's not like it's not called Dynasty Warriors. It's like this. It's like the strongest dynasty or something, something like that. Yeah, they definitely had to change the name because it's something that is lost in translation. So let's get rid of these dudes. Also, we have so much special, we can just keep using it. I don't know why I'm not, other than the fact that it's way more cathartic to just spam the Y button for me. I know a lot of people don't use the Y button, Y and X buttons. They use A and B because that's the Zelda style of controls, which, I mean, that's understandable if you want that as your main choice, but I definitely much prefer this one because it is muscle memory. So muscle memory is a major thing in these games. You know, you don't really learn the attacks so much as the feeling of the attacks. So, ow. Thank goodness, though, this just came out very recently. In the next update, they're making it so that on the pause screen, you'll be able to see how much damage you've taken during a map, which will be amazing for when I do the Let's Play of Adventure Mode. So, but first off, though, we have a Bomb Chew advancing towards us. Let us stop that Bomb Chew, because Bomb Chews are bad. So we have three factions here, though. We have the native inhabitants of the Gorons, we have the allies of Volga, and, you know, so we have to, it's a lot of enemies, which is good. More enemies equals more just fun. I'm actually have no idea what I'm actually supposed to be doing right now. It says we have to take these bases, so I guess I should go and do that. Look at all these enemies here, though. Wizzro's handling them on his own, kinda, sorta, so let's just give him a quick hand. I'm sure he won't, I don't know, betray us or anything. That won't happen. Pshaw. But no, like, even though this mission you can only play as Sia, the nice thing is when you then go to free mode, you'll be able to do it as anyone, which is nice, because then, you know, you totally get all sorts of different stuff. With another Bomb Chew, we'll take this base first. Thankfully, we have this. I think this mission, the fact that you have to get all the bases and stuff, is just like, it's meant to show that Sia destroys bases brutally. I apologize if I sound slightly different, not only because of the microphone, but because I am stuffed up at the moment. But not much I can do about that, other than, you know, taking medicine, which I have. So we'll get rid of all these Gorons. Yeah, no, she has a very good just neutral attack string too, very wide-reaching. It goes around her. A lot of her attacks go around as opposed to just straight ahead, which is very nice. And it's definitely worth it to use this Link one for enemies, because not only can you summon 4 Links, Dark Links rather, you can then, by canceling, keep summoning more and more, which is quite broken on enemies that have the weak point gauges, the big boss ones, because you can just keep attacking over and over and usually get them down in 1 or 2 goes. The only one that you really can't is the Imprisoned, because he naturally stops you after halfway, which I learned. Thank you, Hyrule Warriors subreddit, for being a wealth of information. So you do have to protect Wizzro, make sure that he doesn't die, otherwise the mission's over, which, again, you keep any experience, but it is a time sink with roughly half-hour long levels. And another Bomb Chew is approaching, so let's get rid of that, because they're not fun. I mean, in the portable games they are, not portable games, but like the mainstream ones, because you get to throw them. I said portable because I'm busy thinking of Majora's Mask 3D, which, I don't know, I've never been the biggest fan of Majora's Mask. It's kind of just stuck on a wall here. Okay, that made my life easier. I've never been a super huge fan of Majora's Mask. It never struck me as a game I'd really want to play. I'm bad with time management, you know, so a game where you're stuck on a 3-day cycle and you have to time manage, a little terrifying to me. So, I mean, I'm sure because of the improvements they made, it's a lot better, but whatever. We'll see. I'm still trying to get through Ocarina of Time, because I'm trying to get Epona out in that one, and I can't beat the race and all that fun stuff. So whatevs, I'll just keep trying, keep going. But you know, there's so many games out, and I have to make sure that all my this is where they were coming from, I guess. I have to get all my save data back from losing my hard drive from my Wii U. So I'm in the middle of that too. So I'm knee deep in games. And I got my PS4, meaning I have all the games on that. Which isn't that much, I mean, let's be honest. But there's a few. So let's try and get this base mostly back. Like I said, this mission isn't hard. It's nice. It's a short little, just kill a lot of enemies, which is good, because, you know, this gives you a lot more experience. Experience later on, there's definite ways to farm it, and you will need to. Because, I mean, you only have a limited number of rupees to use to, like, spend to level up. So, you know, it depends on if you want to practice with characters too. Because I remember I leveled up a bunch of characters all the way, you know, like to 25 and 30, but I never played as them. So then when it came time to actually have to play as them, I had no idea what to do, because it was like, how do I play as these characters even though they're leveled up so much? Ruto, Girahim, Zant, all them, it was like, you don't have much time to learn them unless you like actually train them up. So let's get rid of this guy with our Dark Links, which again you can play as if you buy the season pack, which I do recommend. It is decently priced. I think it's like, I don't know how much. The number doesn't come directly to my head, but it's a decent amount regardless. We only have one base left though, so let's try and get that. And we have all these enemies here. It gets a little confusing remembering which ones are on your side. I think it's the Skyward Sword Boblins, Book of Boblin things, because it's not these ones. So I'd love to actually see a map that is a combination of, like, you know, three-way battle between all the different classic Zelda enemies. You know, the Ocarina of Time, Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess ones. That'd be cool. We almost have 2,000 kills though, which is actually a surprising amount. Oh, and I guess it should be said that these missions do not have any heart containers or skulltulas, which is nice, but also not, because on the one hand, you know, you bought this, you know, you sort of, I can see arguments both ways of you want it and you don't, you know, you want more to do and get, but at the same time, you don't really want to deal with the responsibility of doing these missions 4 times over, so just depends on how you look at it. And Volga's back, and just you wait till we get to play as him. We fought him so many times, but actually playing as him is an enlightening experience. And he's stuck between our giant ball of death thing, and like I said, you can do like this. And I guess it should be noted that that fireball he just did, you cannot do that when you play as him. That is an enemy exclusive move. Otherwise, though, he plays exactly like how he looks in here. And we have a Dodongo to deal with. Oh boy. Oh, thank you for opening your mouth so quickly. Volga's also here, also being a jerk. Just gonna use this to get out of this. You can cancel this animation, like when you're being hit and stuff. You can use it to your advantage, break out of enemy combos, all that stuff. I think you should be doing weak point strike. So this Dodongo's already Dodongo. That was supposed to be done, D-O-N-E, but because I'm sick, it sounded like dung, like poop. So that's great. Haha, voice stuff. And, you know, the neutral combo is also very good for just attacking, as you see here. Keeps them in the air. That was easy. As you can see here, though, Wizro has defected as well. What a jerk. So let's run up there and beat him up like the jerkish jerk that he is. He really is. I think out of all the characters in the game, he is the most jerkish. He's the one that will betray the most. He's the one that just kind of really is a jerk, really. I mean, he doesn't do anything super difficult. He also has a Dodongo. So let's... Oh, bye, Dodongo. Oh, no, he's here. Ah. Come on, do your... You know what? Let's use our weak point strike on them. So that we can, do some type of thing to him. One thing I did learn is that when you're in Focus Spirit, you actually cannot die. Well, that just wasted my Focus Spirit, because he's doing the thing that, weak point anyways. You cannot die when you're in Focus Spirit mode. You will always stick with one sliver of health, which is nice. Sadly, it doesn't, you know, make it so that you don't take damage, because that sure would be nice. But, no, it's, otherwise, it's pretty good for if you're gonna die, something to remember. Be nice if you could breathe fire one more time. So we can get rid of you. Take on Wizro. He is he's kind of being a jerk in our base. Come on. Come on, Dodongo. Gotta stay in that sweet spot where you breathe fire. Like, not that fire, but you inhale. There we go. I almost thought I missed there. Thankfully, I didn't. He should be Dodongo in a second also. And there we go. Very nice. A decent weak point strike. I mean, all their animations are kind of the same. They just kind of hop up and then do some attack downwards, but, eh. So let's see here. He's up here. What you doing? Just doing your magic. Wizro too, you can play as, and he plays the exact same as how you fight him. The only difference is, you know, like, your attacks become a thing where you do have to do them in the combo. It's not just, do it like how he does. But otherwise, no, it's, he works basically the same. You can use, like, all these things to keep them bouncing up and keep attacking. It's quite nice. C is a fun character. I enjoy playing so. And I cannot wait for the hopefully eventual thing where you can give Lana Sia's moveset, because that will be the most amazing thing. So can you just die though, because you're not exposing your weak point for some reason. I'm gonna wait for that. Come on. Do side flips. This is something that a lot of people don't know, is that you do have, like, when you're guarding, you do have side flips. Like in when Z targeting in Zelda. Ah, darn it. Whatever, let's just get rid of him. Spam links. There we go. Nice. So now they will join us because we are the person who punishes people and then they enjoy it. Cool. So that's the end of the mission. Volga is a very one-dimensional character. It's very, this is another thing. The formatting of the text seems very strange in these missions. Like, they're not nice and filling up two lines in the boxes. They're like one very squished line and one half-done line. It's very, very weird. Makes you wonder about what went into it, but here is her animation. Hashtag I want Sia to step on me. That was a thing for a while. I remember that. That was, yeah. Definitely when you're zoomed into her face like that, though, you can see the Lana resemblance a lot more. If I had the mask off, you'd see it even more. But, yes. Nice. We got a Scepter of Time, a Fire Rod, and a Cursed Shackle. That's basically worthless to us. Some Goron helmets, Dynalphos arm guards, gauntlets, all the good stuff. Give me all that. Posting to Miiverse, what did I get on Miiverse that needs to be posted perchance? Also, why does it take so long? There we go. Slightly worried. Because I had one of those last like 5 minutes. And that's not fun. So I guess I'll show off quickly. So as you see here, we have Masked Sia, Unmasked Sia, and Hatless, which is my personal favorite. And if you bought the DLC, you also get the Guardian of Time costume, which Lana also gets her own copy of. It's meant to represent when Lana and Sia were one. You can see like the hair is a mixture of the two. It's very interesting, very well done. I enjoy that. And do we have any upgrades though that we can do? Because we got a whole bunch of items. As you can see, I've done a lot of grinding. Not really grinding, but just getting items. I got most of everyone's attack stuff. I've been slowly getting more and more for their defense stuff. And I don't touch assist because I never really, aside from the keep getting ones, I don't need that. So yes though, thank you for watching, and in the next part we'll be going to the invasion begins. But I think I'm gonna wait a bit because I'm super stuffed up and it makes for a bad part. Thank you all for watching. Ciao.